Moving into the CDL kickoff, we're going to start off with the matches. We're going to talk about the matches we got right, and unfortunately, we didn't get them all correct because apparently FaZe in Florida didn't feel... No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Florida won. Seattle and Atlanta didn't feel like winning, so...
Yeah, pretty much.
We're going to start off with the matches that we got right. We got Dallas over New York 3-0. That one was kind of a no-brainer. New York made a pretty significant roster change like a day before. Losing Zuma. I mean, none of the teams on this list could survive losing Zuma. No offense to fucking Mac, Asim, and DiamondCon. None of you are Zuma.
I kind of wish he would have tried playing the kickoff to see like how it went, but I guess I mean he's been scrimming, so I guess he already knows.
I'm not sure, but Dallas 3-0 over New York. The highlights from that match were New York got 1v3 three times in the S&D. So that's a highlight I guess they're going to probably want to forget. Clayster called it a scrim on Twitter and got in a lot of trouble.
Wait, really? I knew he called it a scrim. I didn't realize he got into a lot of trouble.
Well, I mean, the community overreacts to everything. They were like, oh, we're just making excuses, Clayster. It's like, it's a valid excuse.
I mean, every team that fucking lost called it a scrim.
Yeah, they're all sore losers. Clayster just has the biggest following out of the sore losers. The next match we got right. We all predicted Paris over London. I don't have anything to say about that match. Paris won. Congrats. It's a fucking battle of the basement.
I mean, I didn't get to watch it. But
I didn't watch it. I didn't care.
I actually wanted to watch it because I'm curious of how Paris are, like how they play and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure Paris went in. Like I'm pretty sure he played.
I don't have what maps were won. I just have the map counts. So I think Paris won. Yeah, it was a map 5. I think Paris won the first hard point. They came out gunning too. I think. I just don't remember. Next match we.
Zero was on 150 ping or whatever because he's in the EU.
I mean, so I don't think that would have really mattered.
I mean, probably not. Just gotta.
Zero was playing fine. Zero on better connection might have had like a 0.02 higher KD. So the next match we got right, it was Minnesota over Toronto. That one was closer than I thought it would be. Minnesota took that 3-2. Like I said, I don't think Toronto's bad. They're just a very temperamental team. They're very streaky. Because Kleenex is a player that just... He either pops the fuck off, or he's like a 0.9 to a 1.0 player.
What surprised me is that Bance popped off for him.
That's actually true. I didn't know Bance had an AR. I didn't know Bance was an AR player.
Me either, but he went off.
I mean, do we consider the M4 an AR?
I don't know. That's...
It falls into the same... Technically, it's an AR, but do we consider it an AR? Because I don't consider the Maddox an AR.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I would... It's a do-it-all weapon.
It's a utility gun, sure. I just don't know what to call it. The M4 is a good gun. And then, finally, the unbiased pick of the day, excuse me, OGL... Jesus Christ, not OGLA. Those are the two different teams combined. OpTic Chicago, 3-0 over the LA Thieves in that... budding rivalry between Hex and Nadeshot once again. I knew OpTic was going to win, unbiased, of course, but I didn't think they would win 3-0 in the way they did.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd win in that fashion.
Envoy started off the map 3 12-0. Yeah, he was spawn trapping LA, and LA literally, instead of taking the gunfight with Envoy, just turned around and went the other direction. Literally, the LA Thieves at one point had a 4v1 in their spawn against Envoy, and they chose not to peek him.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, we'll dive more into some specifics in a second. Then we have to go back because Seattle and Atlanta, they just didn't feel like they had some money involved, obviously, because we placed bets, they placed bets, they walked out with the bigger check. LAG beat Seattle 3-2. Let's talk about the negatives from that match, because there are some really good things in this match and some really bad things in this match.
Pristini started off slow as shit.
Pristini started off map 1, 2, and 14. But here's the thing. Pristini started off map 1, 2, and 14. By the end of the game, he had the most damage by like 600 points. He outdamaged Octane and Gunless. Which just means he was getting people to 148 to 10 HP and then just getting fried.
Right.
And then what else happened in this match? Pristini popped off in map 4. Not to shit on Pristini. Apathy
Apathy's
dropped.
Vent Man.
Apathy Champs Sunday Apathy walked into the building, but his dick got there 2 days earlier.
Yeah.
So Apathy unfortunately dropped 40 for the L in control. Apathy was fucking frying in the control. But like I was saying about Pristini, I'll give Pristini credit because in map 4 he did bounce back and he had a 1.5-ish KD in the map 4 hardpoint. Looney, however, Looney did Looney things. It fell into the thing where like I kind of said Pristini and Looney both had terrible games map 1. And then Pristini had a good game map 4. I'm pretty sure they won map 4. So basically what I said would happen happened. One of them had to step up. Pristini ended up being the one to step up. Looney, nothing against him, just unless he is being impactful on the map, they're just not going to win. Gunless also popped off on one of the maps. I think it was the Control, and then Octane. I mean, Octane didn't do anything bad, didn't do anything great. He had a solid performance overall from what I remember. And then Florida and Atlanta, I just... Halo kids are different, bro. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I had a feeling that it would be a good match. I just didn't think that Florida would actually take it.
I mean, it's the same thing I said about Seattle with Looney and Pristini. It's the same thing I said about Havoc and Slacked on Florida. That must have been the issue. And Neptune, apparently, Neptune was frying. Neptune had a 1 positive 1 KD. I don't know the exact number because there are no stats that were kept for this, but he had a good KD, and I don't think that Havoc would have had that same KD. Havoc's also an S&D star, and Neptune was floating in the S&D, so... Did you see that clip where he was on, like, literally standing on the outside of the plane?
No, I don't think I did.
Like, I don't remember what side it is. The side of Checkmate that has Tetris. He's on those back steps, but he's on the side of the plane standing on, like...
The fuck?
Yeah. It's like a pixel glitch in CSGO, where there's 1 pixel you can stand on. He fucking found it on the outside of Checkmate, like by the windows.
And he used it?
Yeah, he was standing out of the casters, like, what is he doing? Go back, let's watch Neptune. He died immediately, though. So, outside of that, I'm trying to think of standout performances. Scump played very well, Formal played very well, Dashy didn't play bad, Envoy fucking fried. Like I said, New York got 1v3 3 times in the S&D against Dallas. Champs Apathy showed up. Pristini.
Well.
Who did?
Italy.
I'm sure. I just can't remember KDs, bro.
Yeah, I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know that he's played pretty well.
And then I don't remember anything coming off of the Minnesota-Toronto performance other than I think Bance went on like a 10 streak at one point.
Yeah, Bance went off, but I'm pretty sure Toronto took both hard point.
I mean, they probably did. Like I said, if CleanX is playing well and they're really hard to beat in a hard point, Methods is always going to be like... Methods is the same as Octane. He's always going to play decent to well. Because it's really hard to play bad with an AR in this game. Like, really hard. So, I guess Bance popping off helped them win the respawns. I just can't remember anything else that happened. So, like, beyond the gameplay, let's talk about, like, the production side of everything from the CDL standpoint, because overall, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, it was...
The production team that was observing the match, like the people that were following the players while the game was happening, they reverted back to the stupid thing they did at the beginning of last year where they tried to show different POVs that weren't from the first person, where like they were doing flybys with the cameras. Not even third person, they were doing like flybys over general areas where fights were happening.
Oh god.
Yeah, like they did a lot of that, and I hope either someone told them not to do it or they were just testing out their angles or stuff.
That's probably what they're probably just
I hope so, because I really don't want that to be in the actual, like, you know, big event productions, because that's not how you observe an FPS. This isn't fucking League of Legends. This isn't Dota. I want to see first person action in a first person shooter, especially during the action. Like if it's an S&D round where people are running to their setups, I don't care. If it's during a gunfight, that's when it starts to get fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
And then on top of that, there were like, what, 3 or 4 interviews or like moments during the overall weekend production where the whatever software they were using to be in like the calls just stopped working. Because I know Chance and Miles were on different were on different planets at like 3 different points during the casting.
Yeah, I watched one of them. One of them just cut out
Yeah,
randomly.
Chance got sent to the Shadow Realm a few times, and then Crim6 was like, I'm echoing, I'm leaving the call during an interview post game. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they were just testing things. I hope they figure out the audio issues.